So I'm trying to ride the Ossagon Trail. It's Labor Day weekend 2017. I've been wanting to ride this trail for quite a while. But I'm kind of lost like a little boy. Turns out I parked down at the wrong parking area down by the Elk Wildlife Viewing Center. And that was about 7 miles ago. So here I am, cranking up the scenic drive to where the actual trailhead starts. And I've got another 5 or 6 miles of pavement riding to go. I spent some time on Highway 101. I'd rather not do that again. And at least I brought plenty of food and water, so I'll check in later. There it is. Found the Ossagon Trail. Only about 12 miles from where I parked. I think it's supposed to be 6 miles from where I parked, but like I said, I parked way down at the wrong spot. So I was supposed to park right here at the Prairie Creek Visitor Center, but instead I parked way down here at Elk Meadow. I rode the Davison Trail up, and then I got on the highway because I couldn't find the Davison Trail, and then I went up the highway, went up the highway here, and then I went up the Drury Drive, and I've been going up the Drury Drive all the way up until I finally got up to the Ossagon Trail. Now I hop over the mountain, which is only about 2 miles, and then I come back down the coastal trail. Hopefully it'll be all level. And then I come right back down. Well, see, the idea was to cut across here over to this area, but I can come all the way back down, join in with the Davison Trail back to the Elk Meadow, which is where I parked. So I can actually still make a loop of it, which is cool with me. That just made the trail a lot longer than I expected. So off we go. Finally on a single track. Man, this is steep. Brakes are scorching hot. Speeds are fast. Lots of bumps. Run into a hiker. Well, not run into the hiker, but I met a couple of hikers on the trail. And tell you what, 12 miles to get here, riding on nothing but pavement. I don't know how the roadie bike riders do it. Ow! There's berry bushes and thorns along here. I don't know how the roadie bike riders do it, but man, I'm telling you what, this is an awesome trail. More berry bushes. Wow, it's really overgrown through here. Like I said, this trail is only like 2 miles long, but it's awesome. I'll tell you what, there aren't very many single tracks along this area that you can ride a bicycle on. Most of them are for hikers, but this is one of the few that's actually listed as a bike trail. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Ossagon, O-S-S-A-G-O-N, I think. But man, it would be awesome if they would, whoa, tree. Ugh. It would be awesome if they would just open up some of these other single tracks for bikers. I mean, they let hikers on this trail, and they let bikers on this trail, and we coexist just fine. Why can't we coexist on other trails too? I know I don't have the power or the patience to try and talk the land managers into doing that, but that would sure be nice if they would. I just came out of those hills back there. Came over from basically Highway 101 up and over the ridge, and now I'm down on the coast. I could hear the ocean off in that direction, but I don't know how far it is. And I'm out here in some sort of elk pasture, but I think I need to go that way. I think I'm on what's called the Coast Trail, West Coast Trail, or Pacific Coast. I think it's Pacific Coast Trail. On we go. I'm starting to think this wasn't worth it. I've run across a half a dozen giant trees across the trail. So I'm still on this Pacific Coast Trail. It's just horrible. There's branches everywhere. They're not marked. You end up out in a field on a dead end with the elk. You end up following an elk path without realizing it. There's trees and brush down across the trail. At one point, I had to get some hikers to help me get my bike up and over a couple of like 3-foot diameter trees that were 6 foot off the trail. It was completely blocked. There was one section of this trail, I didn't get a picture of it because I was too frustrated, where the grass had completely covered the trail. You could not see the trail. All you could see was just a very slight part in the grass. Thank goodness there's been other bicycles out here, because there's some spots where I can see their tracks in the mud, and that's the only way I know even roughly where I'm going. I should be getting within a mile or two of the end of this Pacific Coast Trail, and I'll get back on that scenic byway, Drury, whatever it's called, and then I've got another, I don't know, 10 miles or so back to the Jeep on the pavement. So, man, much better to take this trail with a partner. The trail just ends in this clearing out here. It looks like it goes that way or that way. That tree is all scraped up, so maybe people have been hiking their bikes over that tree. That grass is parted out there. Maybe people have been going through there. I don't know. I'll just try a branch and see where it goes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's the way we'll go. There's an elk out there pawing his feet at me and showing me his antlers, and I am getting out of here. Yeah, you don't want to mess with a bull elk when he's starting to paw the ground at you. That's what I've been told anyway. So now I'm going the wrong way on the trail. Oh boy. How to get around him, I don't know. Can't carry my gun out here, so I have no protection whatsoever. Well, he's not following me. That's a good sign. Well, we'll just give him some space and hopefully he'll get out of the trail eventually. Yikes! Big old bull elk. He's still behind this little tree over here. I'm upwind from him, so I know he knows I'm here. Yeah, he's not moving. He's only like 6 feet off the trail. And I'm just keeping that tree between me and him. I can also see there's some people way out there on the other side. They're waiting for him too, but he's right behind this tree right here. He's thrashing the grass, pawing at the ground. I think he was laying down when I came around the corner and startled him. I'm just glad I saw him before I got close enough to be in a real danger threat. If he starts coming my way, I'm just gonna bail off the bike and head off into these trees back here and kind of see how it goes, but I'm kind of stuck here. Oh, there he is. He's moving now. There he is. I know he smells me. I know he could see me. He could probably hear me. I just hope he keeps moving towards the coast, and then I can sneak in around him. He's really a lot closer than he looks. He's probably only 50 yards away. It would take him 5 or 10 seconds if he started charging me. And I think that gives me enough time to get into the trees here behind me. Kind of freaky. He looks like he's a little more relaxed now. He's just grazing, eating grass. At least he's not being aggressive anymore. We'll give him a few more minutes to clear a little farther away before I try and come around behind him. Well, I made it to Fern Canyon. Came out through there. Here I am. So now I guess I get to ride that totally horrible road back out. So as it turns out, the trail came right back from Fern Canyon, right down the Fern Canyon Road, and ended up right back at the Jeep. So I did park in the right spot. It only went maybe like 22 miles total. So, what you know, I did it right. I'm glad I didn't park back over at that other Prairie Creek ranger station, because then I would have had to ride all the way back up that after my ride was over, which would have been miserable. So I obviously got around the elk okay. He moved on and I was able to keep on the trail. And I got around all the obstacles, and man, that ride coming up out of Fern Canyon was something else. Talk about a climb. For those of you that have been to Fern Canyon, you know what that road is like. I just had to ride the road back from Fern Canyon back to the elk viewing rest area down here. That pooped me out. But I could say I did it. And I'm on my way back to Patrick's Point now to go spend some more time with the kids. I've been gone for about 4.5 hours. I thank you, Tanya Pence, for keeping an eye on them for me, because they didn't want to go on this ride. I'm glad they didn't even try. So there we go, the Ossagon Loop.